What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Blade Dragons podcast, and this is our second interview with a member of the Beyblade community. This one's a little older in the community, so we got a lot of topics to cover with him. And if you guys don't know, this is the Mim-Sky, also known as Mim or TMS Blader. You know, he's just so cool. He's got all these different names. You just can't keep track of them. So say hello, Mim. Thank you for joining
Hey,
us.
hey, what's up, everybody?
And
Happy
we're
to be
just gonna.
here. Very
Mhm.
excited. Yeah, I kept bugging these guys for a week trying to be interviewed by them. Was that excited?
Pretty much. My DMs were blowing up, and I thought it was a hot chick, but it was just the Mim-Sky, which might be even better.
I'm sliding into your DMs.
he slid in. Oh man, but yes,
Hey,
so
what's up?
that's exactly what it was like.
Oh
But,
God. Oh God.
it's gonna be off the rails. It's just gonna be like Saturday.
Oh no, not that insane.
Oh man.
Oh God.
But
no.
anyways, we wanted to have Mim-Sky on here because there is a lot of awesome stuff that Mim has been a part of, and especially towards the earlier time when Eliot and I were getting into the community around July, August. There was the Beyblade Creator Awards, which was spearheaded by none other than Mim. And we wanted to ask him about that. And also the Lego Beyblade Community, which was something that we didn't know existed until the award show. So, Mim, again, it's a privilege to have you. Thank you so much for coming on, and we will hop right into the questions. So, I will do the odds. Eliot
right.
will do the evens. We've got 11 total. For the first question, tell us a bit about yourself, your channel, your history, why you started doing YouTube, and why Beyblade.
Okay. So, do you kind of want the which kind of version you want to start with? Me becoming a YouTuber starting with, or the history of me with Beyblade starting with?
History with Beyblade.
Okay, so I had this friend back. I just moved and he became my best friend. Uh, he had Metal Fight Beyblades. He had like Twisted Tempo. He had some other Metal Fight base. I think maybe Earth Eagle as well. He had about like 8 bays. And one day he just pulled them out in 6th grade. I was like, whoa, those are pretty cool. 2 years later, didn't even think about it. And then out of nowhere, my mind had a lot of Beyblades. Can I swear by any chance or no?
Keep it minimal.
So about 2 years after I got introduced to Beyblade, and it was the Metal Fight Beyblades, I started making Lego Beyblades in 8th grade. With my friend group, and they had some Legos, and we started. I started out with my own, and they were tiny, tiny things, and they slowly got bigger until we got into what was called our like third season of Generation of Bays, and these things were huge, like this big. Uh, the most prominent one I had and dominated due to one single thing is called Gearbox. Gearbox got its name because it was the first Lego Beyblade I had to make a ripcord launcher for. And so, using the gear, that's how it got its name. And after that point, nothing really came up with Lego Beyblades. Fast forward to when I started a year later, high school, I was allowed to, by my parents, make my first YouTube channel. And I made a lot of gaming content, a lot of things related to Jurassic World. That's where my avatar, the Indominus Rex, comes from. And I was playing Jurassic World Evolution one night on my laptop. I didn't have a PC or anything. And my computer motherchip fried because of it. I was playing Jurassic World Evolution on 2 highest settings on that laptop. And I was like, oh no. And it just completely shut off. And so I still wanted to be a YouTuber very much, and I was like, what do I do? And I fast forward to about the next summer. So this happened during the spring, and so coming up on my second year of high school during the summer, out of nowhere, I got the thought of Beyblade. I was like, Beyblade, what the heck? I know that. So I looked it up on YouTube. Like, oh, these are really cool. I completely forgot I did this, back in junior high. And I'm like, wait. I have a phone, I can record this. Is there Lego Beyblades? Because I had a crud ton of Legos. And so I'm like, alright, let's look this up. The first thing I saw was Lawrence the Person's Lego Beyblades and then Squabble Productions. I'm like, oh man, there's a community full of Lego Baytubers. I'm joining this. I'm gonna do this. And ever since then, I've been strong-willed. I've been doing this for 5 years. I mean, off and on periods, but uh, from like 2018 to really, I want to say 2021 is when I was predominantly in Lego Beyblade, and going into late or early 2021 is when I got into the full Beyblade community itself. When I started trying to work with a lot of content creators. My first times working with some of the smaller content creators you might know of, like Liz the Lid, Maximum RPM, a few names that you saw in the Beyblade Awards. But I also did work with eventually Beyblade Galaxy, Left Burst. I didn't end up working with Eliot, but he did comment on one of my Lego Beyblade videos, and that was very cool. I remember that moment. I was like, whoa. And I took a bit of a break from making Beyblade content back after once I got to college. I was stuck in the dorms. I made a little bit on my secondary channel, TMS Beyblade. It used to go by a lot of different names, and that channel was a complete spoof. It was a complete joke, and then it started getting traction out of nowhere. I was going to make my main channel, not Beyblade, take my audience and try to make it into gaming. That didn't work. I lost 6,000 subscribers. It was horrible. And with the other channel, I thought that was dead, and then out of nowhere, some of my older videos, so just single battles, started getting thousands of views. I mean, one of them got 22,000 views out of nowhere. I was like, what the heck? This is not what's supposed to be happening. This is not what I studied about YouTube, and yet it still happened. So I'm like, you know what? We're going to go full force into this and start making Beyblade content again. And eventually, we came up... I was interviewed by Blaster, and he put us I was invited to a certain little, quote, exclusive server, where a lot of big Baytubers were kind of like what you guys are doing, where it was a lot of interviews, and he just slowly accumulate Baytubers when they would interview them, and it kind of became a little bit of an exclusive spot. Speaking of T-Flame, he was the one who gave me the original idea of the awards. And so really all the credit should go to T-Flame for getting the idea started. I was just the one that said, let's do it. And now we're here, pretty much.
There we go. That is the history of the Mim-Sky.
Brief 5-minute history.
A lot more backstory than I was expecting. It's really funny that you almost started exclusively with Lego Beyblade. Like, you had a few interactions with Metal Fight, and then you're like, oh, I'm just gonna make Lego Beyblades, and it just it lasted for half a decade or more, which is so super interesting that Beyblade can come in all different forms, especially Legos, because it was so funny. Me and Alex back then, we literally got like, I don't know, 50 to 20 subs on when we started, and we're talking like this in Discord, watching the Beyblade Awards, and we saw Lego creators come up, and we were like, what the heck is that? We got introduced to that subculture. We're like, no way that this is actually popular. And we were like, they actually make these, and they're really good quality, and so that was a really fun introduction that I'm sure a lot of people in the community might not have known about, because that takes even more creativity than anything else in the community, in all honesty.
Yeah, because you're making those from scratch. You gotta figure out the right pieces. You gotta make sure, if you want it to spin, you gotta have like the base for it. You have to have the Lego piece that'll make it spin. I know Ninjago did something like that. They had like those little tops where you could stick the characters in, and you could like spin them. But it was surprising, because there were 3 pages of Lego Beyblade, and I was like filling out the form for the awards, and I'm like, holy cow, I had no idea Lego Beyblades was such a prominent thing enough to have this many pages. And then we saw the awards, and it was like there was quite a few people that were doing it, a lot of Lego Beyblades that you showed off, and it was really interesting.
You mentioned that T-Flame gave you the idea for the Beyblade Content Creator Awards. What was that really like, doing that? Because, I mean, at that point you were an established creator in the community, But we
Yeah.
saw that floating around when we hopped in when X came out, and we are like, is this something that happened? And it was like, no, it's the first thing. I was like, wow, we jumped in at the right time. That the community just gets recognition. It's a very cool concept. So if you want to elaborate a little more on that.
So, when I was originally a Baytuber, and this kind of goes a little bit of my idealism towards making the Bay Awards, is that when I was a Baytuber, a good chunk of the Beyblade community didn't really like the subculture of Lego Beyblade. I don't know why. I mean, most creators now, they like it, or they're neutral to it, but beforehand, there was a good handful of people that would just hate on us. And so what eventually became my goal was to, one, unite the Beyblade community, which I think I accomplished that underneath my when I was quote king of the Lego Beyblade community and most popular. The next thing being try to get a higher recognition of the Lego Beyblade community, and I think the awards definitely did do that. Obviously, you both didn't know about it, and here we are. And yeah, always if I had to go ahead and pick and choose between a community, if I had to stick with a Lego or go with the Beyblade, I'm always going to choose Lego. That's my roots. It's always going to be Lego. There's a lot more to do with Lego. I think there's so many different things. There's a. I'm gonna start rambling on myself here.
Go for it. That's why you're here.
I think in the last, 3 years, there's been a lot of, quote, new shapes that you've seen. I mean, a lot of things you'll see me make is 4x4s. What used to be built before was square bays. 4x4s is what I used to make, and that was the big thing in what was called the Golden Age. Back in 2018, there's a bunch of different ages through periods of time of people leaving, coming, what the environment was like, and what things were actually made. And nowadays, there's a lot of unique shapes, and people kind of hate on the 4x4s when they used to be, praised. um, sorry, what was the question again?
Oh, just the Bay Awards, whatever. You want to elaborate on that?
Okay, so kind of going back to what I was saying, T Flame, he introduced this thing in Blaster's, interview server. It's called the Legend server, but what T Flame had said, he proposed an idea saying like, hey, he saw a Pokemon channel go ahead and do this thing, and he's like, well, what if I go ahead and propose, what if we did this but for Beyblade? And most of us were like, yeah, that'd be really cool, but that'd be a lot of work and a lot of planning, and it didn't happen for like a few months. And then the Streaming Awards happened, and I watched that, and I love watching the Streaming Awards. I have a great time watching that. It's my little, it's the Oscars for me. And I saw that, and 3 days later, I was going back through the Legends. I'm like, I think I remember, T Flame talking about it, and I looked, I'm like, yeah, he did. And I'm like, you know what? Let's make this a reality. Why not? Try to do what I was doing back in 2019, unite the Lego Beyblade community with the normal Bay community. Except now that I'm more of a predominant figure, I've worked with other Baytubers, I've worked with Lego Baytubers. I know how these events work. I've ran huge, big events in the Lego Baytuber community. If you look up the LAST tournament, 4 of the biggest, well-known Baytuber creators, it's still talked about to this day. One of the biggest hype tournaments, and working with a lot of bigger creators in that field, trying to get them all together so we can do these things. I was like, let's step it up to the next level. So, I really should give T Flame a good amount of credit, as he's the one who proposed the idea originally. But having 20 other creators help work on this, that was insane. I would have never been able to do it without them. I mean, they helped promote it, they reacted to it, they gave me the content to make this work.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it was definitely a pleasure to watch. It was like 45 minutes, and it feels like an award show. Definitely a first time one, but nonetheless, it was very much there. And there was a vision, and we had all the creators. There were names that I knew, like Beyblade Geeks and Left Burst and Illinook. And then there were names that I had no idea. There were a ton of people that like I started talking to after that, like Solid and you and T Flame and Cyberbays. So it was super. It was definitely something that came, with all the issues that it had. It still definitely accomplished the mission of what it set out to do. And I think, especially for the first time, that's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah.
And it was really cool for our first literally like entry into the Beyblade community to realize like, okay, there's an award ceremony acknowledging the entire community, and then we hadn't heard of 90% of the people, and we Google them or we look them up and they're like the same size as us, and we're like, damn, this is literally an all-inclusive award show that is just so cool that you were able to go from Beyblade Geeks winning awards. Sadly, they didn't make an appearance, but we'll move past that. And then
Ah.
down to the new creators.
Yeah. I mean, there was Baytubers I met that I never knew of during the while creating awards. So, like Blessman Bays, he had 10,000 subscribers. I'm like, normally I know people that have that kind of subscriber range. I look out for Bay creators that have around that subscriber range. Because I know, two predominantly, Maximum RPM and Sled, their channel size is not as big and they've been around for a while. And I'm like, usually I'm around that kind of block. I know those kind of sizes, they're willing to work, they're willing to do all these cool things with me. And which I love, the more the merrier. And I was surprised I just didn't see anything about Lesman Bays early on. So that kind of thing shocked me.
Yeah,
He shot
definitely.
up there in subscriber count. Yeah, I think he just passed a year, and was like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, we're just keep cruising up there. Just broke 15K. I'm like, good for you, man.
Yeah, that was, and it was cool. And then we also had, we had the movie that he's doing now. That, we wouldn't, if the award show hadn't happened, we wouldn't have been able to watch that and get that. That was insanely cool. Amidst all of the shenanigans on Saturday night.
Then
Oh yeah,
after,
yeah. So like Elliot and I,
The Lego movie.
yeah, we
Or-
the Lego movie.
hang on, that's not supposed to happen yet.
Yeah,
I meant
that's
the
for
Bay
part
movie,
two.
the Bay movie.
We wouldn't have we never would have seen that or heard about that to any capacity without the award show. And it was so cool, for me and Elliot, being so new to the community. We came in and we're starting to grow our audience. We were making plans for the podcast, and we were just encouraging each other and calling every now and then. And then we see the Bay Awards happen, and it's like all of these creators. It's like people with anywhere from Beyblade Geeks monumental 1.8 whatever million subscribers now, versus smaller creators like T Flame, who's still under 2K, and then Nizuma Blader, who's at like 4, Solid, who's at 2. And we were taken aback by how interconnected everything is. It's like a lot of other communities on YouTube. You see, there's very clearly a hierarchy. You've got like your top players with tens of millions of subscribers, exactly the Titans, and then you have like the mid-range players who are in like the hundreds of thousands, and then you've got like the lower range, and then you've got like under 1,000 and under 10,000 and all that. And it's like, with Beyblade, it doesn't matter how many subscribers you have, as long as you're passionate about it and you're chugging along with your content. It's like you're more than welcome to join. And then even then, we still have a ton of people in Discord who they don't make content, but we share the love of Beyblade all around. And it was awesome to see just how interconnected the community is. And the Beyblade Awards definitely flaunts that to its fullest and shows it's like it doesn't matter how big or small you are, you're welcome in the community, and you can be big and people will support you with it.
Oh yeah, I think the one thing is really interesting. I mean, I know I'm very open about like, hey, like if I see another content creator and they're kind of rising up, I'm like, hey, I want to work with you. I mean, clearly, I've been very excited about the interview for a full week. I'm like, I want to work with you. And another thing I'm surprised. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised, but Eliot as well. I've seen him a lot more active, a lot more open, and it was like, wow, that's kind of crazy, but still, it's very cool.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know if I didn't expect it.
I certainly wasn't. Like, he popped into the stream the other day, and I was like, oh, hey, you want to hop on VC? And then there's us three, Juice and Eliot, just chatting about Beyblade for like 4 hours. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And it's like, it didn't feel like, we were marginalized by how many subscribers. It's just, a bunch of us in Discord talking about Beyblades.
Yeah.
It's like if I was a gaming creator and like Markiplier or PewDiePie or Schlatt was in voice chat, I would be like, I'd be pissing myself. I'd be like, oh my god, it's Jay Schlatt. Remember that joke that you made that I can't repeat? But then it's like, it's like with Eliot, we were just.
I want to say it so badly.
I want to say it, but I can't. I gotta restrain myself.
Tune into our streams. You might hear it.
Exactly. Yeah. Go visit our streams. All three of us stream. Make sure you subscribe, and we cross over. But
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's like, it's like if it was like, a bigger, massive multi-million subscriber creator, I would be, a little bit nervous. But then it's like with Eliot, it's like, we just talked about whatever. We talked about football and the stock market until he got bored of that, and then the whole
That
Elon
lasted a whole 5 minutes.
Oh, it was so good. I brought it up like 45 seconds later. I'm bored. Let's talk about Beyblade again. It fit with the fact that it fit within an entire YouTube short was just perfect comedy timing. But then it's like, we also, we went from like, joking about talking like adults in the stock market to then discussing about how we were going to get Elon Musk to take over Hasbro, and then, talking about football versus Beyblade fans. It's like, it doesn't matter how big or small you are in the community. Like, as long as you're in the community and you're active, you're a member of it. And that's, that was something that's just so cool to see. And, the fact that me and Eliot, we showed up, we made some content, and here we are today with a podcast, with interviews that we're doing now, and, all the different people that we've gotten to work with and talk with. It's just, it's incredible.
Yeah. And what's crazy is you guys have already had sponsorship with Nuzzle, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm still over here sponsorless,
Hey,
I'm like, hey, I need that sponsor.
I'm sponsoring you. You've got my MySpace on the news.
True. Yes, I have that. We haven't worked out all the details yet, but yes.
Dude, it's so funny. I can't even post pictures on I can't change my profile picture on MySpace. It doesn't allow me. I don't know why. I can't change my profile picture. It's like, oh, you can't do that yet. And I'm like, I've been a MySpace member for like a month now. Let me change my profile picture. It's stupid. Granted, I never go on MySpace, but it's like, come on, let me change it. It just says Metal Tops Inc. and lives somewhere in New York that I don't actually live, because I live somewhere way worse.
Yeah.
And then it's I don't know.
I live in the pits of hell.
I do. I live in the bowels of the U.S. It's a struggle down here. No, but it's
Damn.
Yeah, it was ridiculous too when we got the sponsorship, because it's like this dude. I chatted with him briefly. It was either in the WBO. No, I think it was in Nook or Nazuma's server. It might have been Nook's. And then he just reaches out to me and is like, "Hey, I've got this thing that I want to share, and I'm interested in sponsoring Baytubers." And it was like, "Oh, interesting." So then he's got me and Eliot and JoJo and Nook and T&J and Nazuma, and it's like, again, there's that massive range. You're going from me with 160 something subscribers to like 100, and I didn't even hit 100 by when I got the first stuff in when he contacted me. And then you have Eliot, who's got over 300K, and it doesn't matter how big you are in this community, which is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
And
it was really funny that it was like Eliot was literally one of my first subscribers somehow. I was like, what the heck happened here? Like, the Beyblade anime released, he commented on one of my videos, and then like a month later, I see him comment on Alex's video. He was like, I've been following Eliot for a while, and I'm like, since when? What?
I remember I did that video, and then Nook commented, and then like 2 days later, Eliot texted me, and he's like, dude, how long has Eliot been subscribed to me? And It was,
It's crazy. Is seeing a lot of new content creators. I mean, you too as well. You too. For me, it's been the last like month and a half when I saw y'all. I saw another channel who goes over like the competitive talk of like X content. I don't know if you guys seen him and stuff before. I don't remember his name. I'm sorry.
oh,
I'm sure if I look it up and then send it to y'all later, I'm sure you
yeah.
might recognize him because I'll see Eliot everywhere out of nowhere now. I'm like, whoa, this is insane. Which I knew from last year around this time, he was really like thinking about ramping up YouTube a lot more, and he definitely has.
Absolutely,
So
yeah. I mean, it's like
I mean,
you watch an
big
Eliot
congrats to
video.
him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you look at his videos and it's just the quality is phenomenal, but then it's like, from that general like echelon of YouTubers, you wouldn't expect them to be so integrated with their communities. I mean, Illinook is in like a bunch of different
It's a
Discord
great
servers
thing.
too. Yeah, it's absolutely a great thing. It's phenomenal because again, it transcends that hierarchy that is sometimes in place with YouTube. But then it's also like, he will build you up and he will talk with you, and you can ask him questions and chat with him, and it makes you feel a lot more comfortable too. It's like, before, like if you look at my early videos, it's like, I'm kind of trying to stay reserved, and then I've started to like get a little more open in my newer videos and on stream, and it's like I don't have to worry about leaving the wrong impression because everybody has got their arms open, and it's absolutely fantastic. And on that note of there is no hierarchy for the Beyblade community. What was the process of working with so many creators, big and small, on the awards show like?
So, I mean, like I said, I've worked with a lot of these content creators before, on individual projects or just talking with them before. Like T&J, I've worked. He was still kind of growing his channel. I remember reaching out to him and being like, "Hey, let's do a collab together. My combo versus your combo." Because he was doing a lot more meta back then. And he still does, of course. And I did my reaction video to it. And that's kind of our individual project. Different things like that. And of course I had a tournament series back in like 2020, maybe late 2021, of having a lot of my first kind of big rodeo of working with content creators of different Bay community. I mean, there's channels that you don't see anymore. There's Nico Nation. That's one you don't see anymore. There's a few others that you just don't see, and it's like, damn, it's sad to see, but it comes and goes. I mean, I see that a lot with the Lego Beyblade community. Is that back in 2018, we had over 20 different Lego Baytubers. Now we're lucky to have even like 6 or 7. You know, and you'll see ways of like channels that will post content for like 6 months to a year and then radio silence. It's like, what in the world? If you look back on my channel, the Mim-Sky, you can see that I had a 2020 recap, and there's like 20 different Bay creators on there, like different ones, very small, like 50 subscribers to around my size, and then even bigger to like 20,000 subscribers at the time. Which for 20,000 subscribers, that's huge in Lego Beyblade. A lot of us, it wasn't until recently when we are the titans in our community is like, okay, we're not even hitting 50,000 yet. 10,000 is pretty big. So that's our titan size. But for working with content creators, I think this is going to become, quote, my what magnus opum, or at least an event that I want to do every year. I enjoyed it doing the first time around. I loved working with all these different content creators. I'm excited. I'm assuming y'all would like to be a part of the award show next year. Yeah, I would be excited for that. I'm excited to work with y'all on that for next year. So it's really, the thing is just reaching out, and if they come back and they look at your track record, your what content you make, who you've worked with. That's really what it just takes is if you worked with this person, they know what their experiences with working with them, that kind of thing. Because I've had all these different experiences in the past, that I've just tried to reach out. I mean, I've reached out to Left First, got him in a tournament before. I've reached out to Beyblade Galaxy, got him in tournament somehow. I didn't even know how I got that pulled off. Some people reply back, some people don't, and that's how it is.
Yeah.
And you just got to build that up. And I've been doing that for years.
For sure, yeah. I mean, just looking at the award show now, that's like a massive project that you got under your belt. So it's like, anybody that, talks to you and asks you about like any creator pretty much just about, it's like you're kind of like the centerpiece with the awards at this point, which is pretty cool. And, not, of course, no, I have not seen anybody in this community have, a big ego or a big head on them as of yet, which is really refreshing too. It's like everyone talks to each other. It was funny though. You know what? That just reminded me. For a little while, I thought you were ignoring me on purpose. Cause I was,
really?
I was in some of your streams. I don't know if you remember this. I think it was in the episode when you mentioned, I think, Left Spin Bay's heart attack and then Blaster being homeless. And you had a section.
Oh, for Beyblade News.
Yeah, you had a section towards the end where you had, I think it was Eliot, possibly. He was announcing something. I don't know if it was his surgery or not.
It was like, last week's today.
Yes, I think so, something like that. But it was like towards the end, and you had a clip there of Eliot in one of the live chats that we had been in. I forget if it was yours or Nazuma's or Zanki's or someone's. And it's like you had 4 Eliot messages, and then in the middle is just me there, and I said like RIP or something. And when I watched the news video, I point out, I'm like, oh look, it's me in that video, and it was just, it was kind of funny. But then like I would show up in a couple of your lives, and I would like say stuff, and I thought you were ignoring me for a little while, which was funny. But now it's air's cleared, and
I didn't know who you were.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the thing.
That's fair. I had like 50 subs back then, which...
See, I thought you were just like a normal chatter.
That makes sense, yeah. And I didn't really have the stuff I have on my channel now, but that's for another time. But yeah, no, it was kind of funny. And then, what was it? I think you just commented or were joined one of my lives once, and then that's how we got through it. Or I went into your Discord server, I think. Something like that.
I thought you were like a normal chatter in my streams and comments, so I didn't really look into it that much. I don't remember exactly how, we started talking to each other. The first memory I have with you, Metal, is that I saw one of your streams, and it was the what stream was it? It was the Metal Fight tournament, and that's the Metal Fight tournament during Thanksgiving, and you're like, oh, just join my stream. I'm like, you know what? And it came up on my my homepage. I'm like, you know what? I'm joining it. Might as well just see what's going on. Oh. And so that's kind of how it was all started.
Right. That was the same stream that we had VC on, right?
Thermal Electrics. It was the stream that said put on your music in the background.
That's it. Yeah, I think that was. Let me see. I label all of them. Yeah.
And then Eliot, I ended up finding your channel through Metal. So,
Tends to be the case.
Yeah.
And then we have a power duo here that he navigates the community.
Yeah.
No, that thing works great. Having that power duo of constantly working together. That's a huge thing. That's what the Logan brothers did back in 2015, 2016, and the only other power duo you really see is TNJ and Nightwing in this community. So it's a great thing to have. I mean, I feel like, me and Solid, we could have something, but we don't coordinate well enough.
Yeah, you mentioned how you get a little upset with Solid sometimes when it's like you have an idea and then he's just like, oh, I'll get around to it.
It's like, no, you don't have the motivation, come on! Like, if you just do this, it will work. Trust me.
Yeah, it do be like that. I'm trying to like mix it up a bit because I want to do the live streams have been doing like pretty good. So what I want to do is it's gonna change in 2024, but I want to do where we have like you guys on VC, and it's like we kind of like what Schlatt does with like the other like Twitch people that he chats with, and it's like that except we do it with Beyblade. So we have like all the goofy stream moments like we did, and then we edit those down into videos and make those things. But yeah, that's sort of like what I'm thinking about, and then amongst like the 50 other things that I have like planned for 24, which we'll get into that another time.
Yeah, so you said that T-Flame brought it up and then you waited a couple months and then you finally got around to doing the awards. What was the time frame like from first contact or first attempt to literally August when it aired?
So let me find it and let me look on the server. Can you guys still hear me and see me?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, good. Let me see. So, a lot of the recording and planning happened in September. Like, the whole entire getting the event recorded from other BayTubers, getting the votes on in, that happened all in September. And then released in, like, early October, late September. And T-Flame, I think, brought it up sometime, maybe in July, if not earlier. It was maybe in June, when T-Flame brought up the idea, and then I'm like, yeah, it'd be a cool idea, but, nobody has the time, right? And then the idea, I watched the streaming awards, and I'm like, that rekindled the idea. I'm like, I really want to do this. Because one thing I love is events in the community. Like Ludwig, I watch him a lot. I love seeing his work. He does a lot of streamer events. And these are huge events, they're momentum, people remember them, they talk about them. And clearly, the Bay Awards has worked as a huge event, because you got a bunch of people just talking about him, whether good or bad. And, it was an event that, I don't think the community really had seen before since, the New York 2018 collaboration, where a bunch of BayTubers met up for a WBO event. And I think that was the last big event, we've seen like a bunch of creators work together on. And I love doing events. I'm doing one for New Year's. I'm excited for that one. And I just want to bring more events to the community. Something to remember.
But yeah, events are awesome. Yeah, Creator Awards. I would love to see game shows where we all go to like a place and then we do like mobile money or something like that. Like that'd be so sick.
So I've had this on the back burner. So Lid knows about it. Where I've been slowly creating a game show. I guess this is the big reveal. Is I've actually been working on a game show. Getting the whoa. Getting everything going and working on it, but it's been slow going. Finals have killed my butt, and I'm moving, so it's been a little postponed. And getting other ideas going as well. Now doing a Heisenbay, breaking Beyblade as a project. So,
but
it's slow going, but
we let Heisenbay off the hook on that one. That one's a special one.
Exactly. Get that 10 episodes going on that one.
Exactly.
Your top priority right there, Heisenbay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yep,
yes,
sir.
This is how we
convert
this is how we convert the Breaking Bad fans into Beyblade.
Exactly. Right there.
Big brain, big brain.
It's all part of the plan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, no, I love doing events. I'm excited for this New Year's event.
Yeah, definitely sounds like it's going to be a spectacle. Cannot wait for that to roll around. New Year's is going to be wild this year, especially with
Oh yeah.
Do you have there's like an image floating around. It's the one that's got all the Beyblade X releases for Q1, I think.
No, I don't have that image.
Okay. I saw it floating around, and there's the 3-player stadium that's coming out, and we just talked about that one. And I forgot where I was gonna go with that. Damn it. Oh, but yeah, no, like New Year's is gonna be hype for all the new stuff that's coming out, for sure. Real quick, what's your schedule for getting Beyblade X stuff? Is if you've got any time frame on that?
So, time frame is really I'm more of a person that gets the stuff later than anything. I mean, if I get sponsored by any of these companies, like the main three, and they want to go ahead give me the bays and they sponsor me, I'm down for that 100%. Um, but outside of that, I'm having to spend my own money, and usually international shipping, that's what kills me. And that's half the reason why I do Legos. Is I can make all these Lego Beyblades early, when the leaks are coming out, and be like, haha, guys, I got it early in Lego form.
There you go. There you go.
Definitely have not clickbaited before and got a major dislike ratio.
Really?
Oh man.
Guilty, Mirage Fafner, Rage Longinus. I've never seen so many dislikes to likes before.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
That is
What a
crazy.
shame.
But yeah, I guess some people really just don't like it when you put in like big name Beyblade and I got it, and then it's like, oh, it's Lego. Yeah, maybe that's. Yeah, I don't know if that's just you that clickbaited. I'm sure that there's other Lego Beyblade creators that did
I mean,
that. Maybe that's some source of the hate behind the Lego community. Maybe.
no, it was prior to all that. The prior hate before that. This is just me being a cheeky clickbaiter, wanting views and trying to get monetized.
Did it work? Did you get
So-
views?
Oh, I got like 16,000 views per video. It was great.
Beautiful.
Just only 200 dislikes.
It's just a small number. It's
You know,
marginal.
what's that? 20% on the whole video? Oh well.
Hey, I didn't clickbait. The Lego logo was in it, right next to the Beyblade. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I didn't clickbait. It says Lego in the title as well. You're the one who's clicked on it, okay?
You guys can't read. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. Beyblade fans don't read. But yeah, it was. Gotta love it. Gotta love the clickbait age. Although it used to be worse. It did used to be way worse.
Oh, true.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, before we get into that rabbit hole of clickbaity thumbnails, what was it? Was it difficult to get in touch with everyone for the Creator Awards, or was that just like central?
Not necessarily. I mean, a big help was being in Blaster's Legends server. I mean, a lot of names that I had never really contacted before or talked to, but never had a centralized base to talk to them before, were there. Left Burst, Eliot, Nightwing. 3 already right there. T-Flame, I never talked to him before, and he was there. Newzima Blader, my bad. Those names right there, I never talked to them, never worked with them really before, or it was a limited amount, and that was just an easy way to contact them. And now, outside of that, I left my, my business email, asking people to comment down below if you want to help out in a certain way. That was kind of what I did outside the other people, I've normally talked with. So.
Nice. What was the return rate like in general versus who responded and then who didn't, or did anyone say no?
So there was there was a few no's, or no's to things like, yeah, I'd love to help, but no, I'm not gonna do this to work on it. Yeah, it was whatever. A major no for me, or that I received, was people live reacting to it. Some people didn't want to, and they wanted to just give me the views. I mean, I thank you, but I was like, this is the way I give back to y'all, is like, take the views. I don't care. I made this event for everybody else. You helped me, now let me help you this way, that kind of thing. And, the only people that I knew that were going to be streaming it was me, T-Flame, and Alyssa Lid on one channel, and then Newzima, he ended up live streaming it, and I didn't expect it. And that's how Zanky found out about it. So, and if you listen to T-Flame's stream, you can hear the moment where I saw Zanky shared the video. I just freaked out for him. I'm like, oh my god, this can't be happening. Because I'm a bit of a fanboy, okay? I like his content, so I wasn't expecting it, okay? So.
Yeah, yeah, that was definitely crazy. I think the best part, uh, and I think a lot of people will definitely agree, was the after show. That was hands down the best part of the award show. Like the show itself
Oh,
was
it was
amazing,
so much fun.
and then the after show was just phenomenal, and like yeah, it was so funny. I wanted to be like, let me in, but then I don't want to be that guy who's like begging to get in on the call. I've got like 40 subs, but it was fun to like listen to that, and then of course
Yeah.
the roast, the second L.
Oh my goodness. Man was started taking L's all that week. It was insane. I
Oh
was
my
like,
goodness.
what the heck, man?
Solid took
No,
we need to have that's got to be another that's got to be a category for the second awards. Most
best
L's taken.
L.
Biggest L.
Most of Beyblade L's taken.
We just gotta have
Yes.
the,
I
gotta
mean,
have
there's so many different categories we talked about. You know, one of the categories I wanted to have, and it just two of them actually I'll talk about, was best Beyblade video of the year. Nobody could agree on it, on what was the best video. Nobody could agree. It was like, oh, this is bad. So that category had to be removed. And the other one, some other people suggested to get rid of it, was the best like Beyblade shop. So this was Mall Bays, Portal Zero, Zanky's Mall of Bays. I think I said that twice. Mall of Toys, that's the one I was thinking of. Bays and Bricks. I wanted to kind of put that on there, see what people thought would have been the best one. Get the raw reaction for that. But people are like, nah, that doesn't need to be added. So, and then you got Banana Bird. He suggested the Mad Scientist Award, and I thought that was a great one to add. And actually, is one award that I want to go for and try to win this next year.
It'll definitely be up against tough competition, at least from the
Oh,
time
yeah.
frame that it aired to now. Because Solid did the clutch, the go-kart clutch, ginormous Beyblades, and those were
Yep.
ridiculous.
I
He
mean,
he like cut himself. He cut his stadium. He nearly destroyed some of his Beyblades with that. That was
Ah.
just ridiculous. I wish he just kept doing that. He probably could have. He might be at 3K right now if he kept doing that.
yeah. There's a lot of things. I'm not gonna nitpick on him. He does his own thing. He'll end up recording like a crud ton of videos in one night. I'm like, my goodness, how are you recording for 4 hours straight like that? Like that is insane. But then again, I do it myself, so.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we stay on call for like 12 hours straight on weekends, so
Yeah.
give and take. And of course we love Solid.
Oh, of course. No hate towards him. He does the same towards me. So
Yeah.
it's perfect.
It's all
Oh.
whenever we yell at each other or like pick on each other, it's all in good fun. Like me and Eliot on his stream on
Yeah.
Friday, half of it was just us bickering about whatever with metal fight
Yeah.
stuff. It was ridiculous. I was like, this is what happens when you do a podcast. You just turn into an old married couple and you bicker all the time. But nah, it was funny. But yeah, no, that was yeah, it's all.
I would
all
love
good
to
stuff.
do for the awards eventually. If we hit like year 5 and we've yet to do this, I want to go ahead and do like an in-person award show. Fly out other Bay creators. In that sense, try to get like an in-person live award show and see how that goes. It will go great because of past experience of learning how to handle the awards, or it's just going to crash and burn because it'll be its quote first time doing it in person live.
Yeah, we would definitely have to spend quite a bit of time coordinating it, thinking about venues, prices, how long it's gonna
Oh,
be,
yeah.
because we don't want to charge people like $500 for like a 1 hour event, and then we got to consider catering, and if we want to do that, if we want to do a tournament, which I think that would be pretty cool if we did like a live tournament,
Kind of like a pre-show tournament.
Yeah. And we have like Baytubers participate, and we have like a panel. I think that would be like a very fun, like we could span that into a weekend. Honestly, I had the idea
A
of
week. Wow.
weekend. Sorry, weekend.
Oh, weekend. Yeah.
1 week.
I was like,
Beyblade
damn.
only. No.
Summer camp.
That would be insane to try to pull it out for a full week.
I don't know. I mean, It maybe if Hasbro really if Hasbro comes through and the demand is there, we could. But honestly, I don't think I'd want to do a whole week because that's a lot of planning, a lot of money, and I mean it'd be
Yeah.
where would
I mean,
all
a 2-day event, I could see it.
yeah, absolutely. Like I had an idea, one thing, and I know you would love this if we did Baycon, where we just do a convention.
Oh, yes.
We do
Yes.
Beyblades. If we could get Zanky down here with Mall of Bays to have his shop set up, and we could fly Noozle out here for that. But like, I think we could easily pull off if we did it, if we planned it right. We could do Baycon, and then we have the awards at Baycon.
Yeah, yeah. Or, people doing their own little events.
Yeah,
Something like that.
yeah. I mean, that would probably be at least 2 years right now off, but it would be. Yeah, I was thinking like Baycon would be insanely fun.
Oh, yeah. Bacon paired up with the awards.
Yeah, yeah.
Makes it really worth the trip and the venue costs and everything. Just roll it all into one bullet to swallow and have
Yeah.
it be an amazing event.
Yeah, because then
Gonna have to get some major sponsorships.
yeah, we would have to figure it out. Maybe Hasbro. I mean, if Hasbro comes through early on in X and people sweet talk them, we may be able to weasel them into sponsoring
We
a
peer
whole.
pressure them.
Hey, Hasbro, we love your stuff. We're giving you good reviews. How about you do a little thing for us and sponsor our? All right, we got to get the Gaslight plan
We
back
get
out.
all.
Elon Musk.
Every
No, we just pressure them with like 20 Baytubers. Like, hey, this is happening with you or without. I suggest being with us on this.
Yeah, we just be like, hey,
Okay, guys, before we do that, everyone just go delete your old videos about trash talking them. We're angels now.
yeah, Zanky, just private your videos on Hasbro for like 5 months, 6 months, and then we'll sweet talk Hasbro, and they'll be like, oh, okay, he doesn't hate us, and then right afterwards they go back up. It's
Hasbro, don't watch this. Don't watch this, Hasbro. Dude, they can't know our plan.
imagine if Zanky renamed the two big videos he did talking about Hasbro's burst quality. He just called it "Don't Watch
I love
Hasbro."
Hasbro.
I love Hasbro Part
Don't
One.
watch.
Close
I
your-
love Hasbro.
Hasbro, don't watch
Close your
this.
eyes,
We love you
Hasbro.
too much. Oh man, that'd be so funny. But yeah, no, I think Baycon would be tons of fun, and if we did we did a weekend and we do tournaments, we hold a tournament for each generation, and that probably could run for a few hours each. We have a panel with Baytubers and whatnot, and we got like auctions and everything. I think we could span that easily across 2 days, and then of course the awards we can fit that in, and that would be a huge thing. So I definitely think it's possible. I think it's possible, but a lot of planning.
I mean, imagine the auction if Left First had a copy of Cheeto and signed it. Imagine the auction price.
I would give him. I have mine. I still have mine. I would give it to him and have him sign that, and he can just sell that. I'll take like 10%.
I'm putting $300. I'm putting $300 down on the auction right now.
Signed Cheeto from Left First.
I'm getting
10K
that
reserve.
Bay.
I'll take like 25% of that from him for supplying the Cheeto, but that would be like that. I think that would definitely get people out. We have like all kinds of events. We do like a meme segment where we just have like all of the popular Beyblade memes and stuff from people's channels, and we do like a meme face off. And it's like I think it would be a really fun thing to engage the greater Beyblade community. And then I think the most expensive thing would be shipping Daimyo and Juice from the UK and Australia out here.
The plane tickets are only $2K to Australia.
Yeah, it's not that bad. We'll figure it out. We'll gaslight Hasbro.
Well, reining it back in from goals for the Bay Awards.
Mhm.
What is something that you could do next year to improve, or that you have on the list?
To improve the Bay Awards or just events in general?
Oh, well, both. But whatever you got in mind that you really want to implement and do whatever.
So one of the big things, I've already kind of talked about, but to make quote official for sure is that we're gonna be doing like a mini kind of podcast of my own. Once we start heading on into the like 3 months prior to the Bay Awards, start trying to get that going. Is that the first round of voting, that was all done by viewers. However, to do it more like streamies, I think there should be a team of people, in each of their categories that they really do. Like for me, I think a category for Lego Beyblade, that's where I would dominate a good chunk at. Get like or T&J make them burst, Zenki in the more competitive sphere, get them to get their thoughts on who they think should be nominated. Get the of course, we can ask, people, what their thoughts, but, having a concrete idea of, what people, nominating people straight off the bat, and then having people in general, viewers, go ahead and vote, and that's how we get the winners.
Yeah.
That's the big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it needs to be talked about months ahead and not be done in, 1 month, maybe a month, 2 months ahead of schedule, and then a month of recording.
Yeah,
was done.
Yeah, and we have a centralized, we have like a list and everything, and an electoral college would be good too for weeding out the left burst sweep that we had at the first one, which it was funny, but it was like
left burst wins all.
Left burst just went.
Just go subscribe to Left Burst already. We're done here.
yeah, we're liquidating right now.
But
Left burst is enough.
No, Left burst did come in clutch though. For the first and second half, I remember talking with Solid, and he can talk to you. I'm like, we were on phone call, and Left burst had went ahead and made a community post, and then just 100 votes came in. I was like, oh my goodness! I was ready to start get ready to and start counting up votes and. Send it off to Les Ben Bays for certain awards so he could go ahead and record them early. Awards that didn't have, wouldn't have changed because, the top 4 were so significant in their votes. I'm like, yeah, that'll be fine. And then Left Burst comes out of nowhere with his announcement. I was like, oh no, I'm sorry, but we gotta do the votes. It was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it really
it was
came
like,
in.
I was not expecting it. And then for the second round, for the winners, Eddie, he posted that in his server, and that's how Eddie ended up winning 2 of his awards. And, his server came in clutch for him. And then, of course, Left Burst came in with at least 100 votes. We were getting, Best Beyblade of the Year, Left Burst. What? Best Plastic Beyblade Gen of the Year, Left Burst.
Doesn't even know what a Drasil is.
Oh my goodness, yeah. I think what would be
and
good.
no hate towards him.
Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
no.
Yeah, no. He definitely works hard.
I
and
just
his
thought it was
content-
funny.
Yeah, of course. It's definitely it's like Left Burst has got humongous community. He's the biggest of the active community, right?
I mean, the Zenki and Left Burst, I think they're pretty active. I mean, Discord-wise, I know his server's pretty active as well. I mean, he's consistent. That's a good word to put it, is he's consistent.
Yeah, definitely. And then you got Beyblade Geeks, who are the only Baytubers I know of that have over 1 million, which definitely impressive.
No,
but
actually, Drago Galaxy,
really now.
or Beyblade Galaxy, he has over 1 million subscribers. He's
Really?
the only other channel that I know of.
I thought he was at 250K last time I checked.
Nah.
The
Beyblade Galaxy 220K.
yeah,
Let me make sure.
Brazilian, right?
Yeah, no? That's not right. Drago Galaxy. That's who it was. Okay.
Oh,
So he's gone back down in
Read the
sub.
disclaimer.
995.
13 and
No, he has a video showing off that he did get a million subscribers.
Oh yeah, he's got his
Yeah.
play button up there 8 months ago.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
Interesting. Oh, then there's
But, I
Super
think Papa
Beyblade
got him
fan.
hard.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Kappa definitely slammed down on a lot of Beyblade creators, which, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, he hasn't posted in 5 months.
Yeah.
He went on over to Rumble for a bit.
There's
So
Super Beyblade
crazy.
Family. Yeah, I've heard of them. I never subscribed.
They're
'cause
they're UK. I'm pretty sure that
They are.
what's he got? 300K?
Eey. Super
you
Beyblade
know, they're
Family has 682K.
Super Beyblade Family.
Yeah,
Yeah,
682.
I will say there's a few channels I do want to try to work with next year for the awards. Beyblade, Beyblade Dad. Let me make sure I'm saying the right names here.
Yeah. I've
Yeah,
heard of him a bit.
there was the whole thing with him recently too, though.
Yeah,
Which has been a bit off-putting.
Beef.
I mean,
It wasn't really beef. It was just the fact that there was
it is
kind
what
of
it is.
addressing.
the affiliate links.
There was no transparency, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about, the fact that, hey, yeah, these bays might have some lead in them. There was no transparency in that he was sponsoring that kind of content or that kind of product.
Yeah.
I may not have elaborated as much as I wanted to, but still go get 15% off with the link here.
I know it's
It's like,
That's
still
how his
do it,
apology
though.
went. That's how his apology went.
He's like, I'm sorry for promoting fake Beyblades. Here's the link for fake Beyblades. It's like, come on.
What? Kind of counterproductive there, but,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
do
if he
your own
never did the
research, but if you
apology
want to.
thing, he never did the apology thing, I would have never known about it.
Exactly. I saw it on like 5 different people's community tabs. Like, what the hell just happened here?
Yeah. I remember calling Solid at like midnight. I'm like, hey, did you see what happened with Beyblade Dad? He's like, no, what? I'm like, oh, just go into detail about it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, definitely.
I think Fun with the Bugs would be another channel I would like to work with.
Never heard of him.
Really?
Mm-mm.
I
Do
mean,
they have fun with bugs?
yeah, that kind of.
Yeah. I'm just introducing you to new channels that are semi-titans that you don't even know of.
I think I
Yeah,
know
really.
why I haven't watched these. I'm not huge on the family channels. That's the thing. Or like the ones that brand themselves as family channels. Just because in general on YouTube, of course, nothing against these people, but it's just the general perception of family channels that has just gone so sour, somewhat recently-ish.
One thing I'm excited about, and I'm honestly, I love looking at the statistic difference of what the votes are going to be within this next year. Who's going to get what awards, who's going to come close to it. You see how big of a shift it was, especially for Beyblade of the Year, or for see how different Burst is going to change.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because X wasn't even relevant last year in their awards.
Yeah, pretty much.
X was barely.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
wedged in there a bit, but it was not. We didn't have like the levels of, that we had for Burst and Plastic Gen and Metal Fight. And, those were a lot more prominent. And then X was just kind of like there because it was new, but we had, I think, Drawn Sword and not much else really. There was a little bit, but it's not like there was so much to work with. But I think
next year.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be huge,
Yeah.
and we're gonna have Hasbro. Maybe, probably.
Maybe. We'll have a
Connection.
sponsorship for sure. We'll have a sponsorship for the awards for some company.
For
Yeah.
sure.
But a new award that's going to be added on our subsection is, Burst Content Creator, since it's going to be a subsection. Since most people are going to go onto X content.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that Newsma brought up, and so did Zenki, was the lack of stuff for Plastic Gen. I'm starting to see it more now. With you as Eliot, I'm starting to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Yeah.
hoping there'll be enough content creators for next year for Plastic Gen content
Mm-hmm.
that
It's
people
so
will be
much
like,
fun.
okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
much fun going back. It's literally like I buy all these lots of Beyblades. It's like I'm holding something that's older than me.
Yeah.
It's like this was actually released in 1999, 2 years prior to my birthday. and growing up with it, it's just so much fun looking back and like this Beyblade existed and I've never even seen or heard about it, but I had like all these other ones. So it's really cool just diving into this wormhole. Do you know the deep lore behind the Lego community on where it came from?
So, in the Lego Beyblade community, I'm often known as the historian for one of two factors. Of one, coming in around 2018, even though the Lego Beyblade community has been around for a long, long time, but Burst community-wise started when Burst came back up in 2015. So, 3 years later, there's still a significant difference. And the fact that, I'm still one of the oldest standing Lego Baytubers still around. You know, Lawrence the person, he was part of the golden age. He retired officially. Chris VN, I'll occasionally see him active on Discord. He'll wake from his deep slumber. And actually, more recently, this person named the Wonderful Fafnir, I actually had a sub war against him back in 2019 during the golden age, and he's come back out. Now we're doing Lego Beyblade content, so I'm not the only one anymore, which is nice. But there's two really separate categories. As you got the pre stuff that came before 2015, and which the historian that came before me gathered a lot of information about it, and much as he could. So, and that's what I kind of have, is what he told me. And then him being restarting like the Burst Lego Beyblade community in 2015. And then to the point where I came in and I started documenting a lot more stuff. I mean, I have a Google Docs. I could probably send you screenshots of it all. I have a whole script. I have a whole script that I was going to turn into a video, but I just have never gotten around to it. So
much lore. Way too much.
There's a lot of lore. Think of like the old Pokemon lore videos, how they were broken up in like to 4 sections of videos, and they were like 13 minutes each. That's pretty much what we're looking at here. I mean, you got to go into some of the drama that happened, some of the people, what the environment was like, rivalries that there was, how the transformation and how bays were being created, the events that happened, things like that, and what people made is like it's so significant. Is that you don't really think about this in the normal Beyblade community. It's like, oh, gimmicks being a thing. Gimmicks are a huge thing in Lego Beyblade. It's like, if you're able to do this, it is mind blowing to some people. So doing like for us right now is the X gimmick and getting it to work for an X dash is very challenging.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to tune in for that. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of Lego Beyblade X stuff, and it looks like it could work. Just a matter of logistics and figuring that out.
So, before Lego Bay Z went dark on us all out of nowhere, he was working on a Lego X Stadium, which was looking so cool. It was so cool looking, but he never made a video showcasing it. And I'm so upset because it was really cool. And all we got is a teaser picture of it.
Oh,
so,
rip. All right,
yeah.
Lego Bay Z, if you're watching this, make your video. Make the video on the stadium. Do it. Do it now. Or
tune in to hour 1, 10 minutes in, 37 seconds.
Do it now or else. What was it like to be the king of the Lego Beyblade community?
So, being the king of Lego Beyblade community means that, one, you got people that look up towards you. You set the trends in the community. You set the designs and expectations, and whether if the community is going to survive or not. If it's going to continue on as it is, it's going to accelerate higher than what it was, or you're going to be left in the dark, like the whole community just being destroyed slowly. And I was technically the second/third king. Squabble Productions is usually viewed as the first king, though Ace Blader Studios is truly the first king, as he kind of helped revive and start a lot of stuff up back for Lego Beyblade back in 2015 and 16. Though, Squabble being, quote, actually the first recognized one. He got a lot of people into Lego Beyblade, made it very popular. That was kind of his kingship. Mine was right afterwards, and mine was kind of bringing the community back together and trying to keep it solid from going under, and just kind of, really just bring people together. The collaboration that we now see nowadays, I don't think would be as big as what considering what I had to do to try to get that together. And that kind of happened on its natural progress with people just kind of working together. After me came Lego Bay Z. And Lego Bay Z was much like Squabble, getting very popular because it's a new style building. He made these octagon bays. And, it was different from the 4x4s. In which he brought in the popularity of what Lego Beyblade was, and brought in new gimmicks that nobody really made. He brought in how like metal weighting into the bays. It is very cool. But unfortunately, right now we're kind of in a dark age because he left us in a sense, and the trends that he set is that he's slowly kind of. You can see the trends of Lego Baytubers slowly decreasing as he was slowly not making more and more videos. And so a lot of things rest on the shoulders of a king. Yeah.
For sure. It's pretty tough when everything is riding on, one or two people and then they're just gone. Where do you go?
Exactly. And so now we're kind of in limbo of cyberbays. A lot of people in the Lego Beyblade community right now are they want cyberbays as the king. They see him as the next quote heir. But from what I have right now of me posting videos on shorts, at least, I'm getting a lot of people who are like, oh my god, those things are really cool. How'd you make them? Those are really cool. You're talented, for making them. I'm like, I've been doing this for years. It's not that hard. There's a lot better people. I've even said out into the Lego Beyblade Discord servers and be like, hey, don't let me become the standard because my standard is 2018. I'm more of that classic standard, while a lot of people such as Cyber, Shu, Lego Bayz, there are a lot more. Jay's pictures, I could go on and name a lot of people, but their bays are really, really detailed. Diego, LBB, really detailed, and they should have the standard, not what I'm doing. I'm going back and I have the reach capabilities. Make Lego Beyblade popular again.
Yeah, for sure.
Get that on a hat. Start
Make
making
Lego
merch. Make Lego Beyblade popular again.
Make LBB popular again.
Yes, sir.
We
Yes,
need
sir.
that. Mim-Sky merch. I'll buy it. I'll buy a hat.
Technically, I
go.
have a merch store somewhere.
Oh yeah,
Somewhere.
you had your shirt on Saturday.
Yeah, that was actually a custom-made shirt. I love it. I have a few of those, but there's no actual merch store yet for that kind of thing.
Yeah, merch is always. It's like once you get a merch store and you get people that buy your merch, that's like when you hit the thing. It's like you open your video, you start, and then it's like, but today we've got new merch on the store. Go buy it before it's gone. It's one day it'll happen.
I don't know. Sometimes to me, I think I see merch and it's cringy, but if you're gonna do this for a living, you do need it as a revenue source.
Mm-hmm.
So
For sure.
you got to make it special in a certain way.
Yeah, definitely. It's like I think what is also interesting is how each YouTuber usually they have like a style that they go for with the merch lines, and it's like detailed, and it's like we've got this line and it's limited and it's particular style and design, and then there's always like the one that's like a meme. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised in a couple of years if we have Chompy Religion merch. That would be extremely funny if we got that mainstream in the community, and we have like the Poopness shirt.
Oh God!
No,
I hate that so much.
that's horrid. I don't like it.
I hate it so much.
Oh jeez.
Burn it with the other objects that are burning.
We'll light it on fire and then put it on a shirt.
Yes.
What the hell?
Honestly, this may be like the twinge of narcissism in me, but I just kind of want to see me and like a Midor on the shirt, and the same with Illinois.
God.
That'd be so funny. But oh man. All right, everybody, go now to the subreddit. We have a Chompy subreddit, and it's all over Discord. Go do
That
it.
is true. That is true.
We'll have it.
making a MySpace page.
We're gonna do. We should just take a picture of a random church and like Photoshop the actual church name off of it, and then just call it Chompy Church. And then we just upload that on MySpace, and we write some hymns, and we get like a couple of sermon pictures from me and Jake. That'd be so funny.
Honestly, merch idea that I may do is the Book of Chompy.
Yes! Oh, that'd be amazing.
Just open it up and it's a picture of you.
It's like, I am God, okay?
A picture of Mim.
I am the user of Chompy.
A picture of Mim. So Mim is gonna be like the bearer of Chompy, and then also the devil.
It's when I put the Jenga hat on.
It's like Perry the Platypus, except he goes between God and being the devil.
The Mim-Sky? Jenga the Mim-Sky!
Oh man. Oh man, that is gonna happen one day. I would love that. We just have like at Baycon, we have like a whole section just dedicated to Chompy, We have like a cardboard cutout of a church.
Oh my god.
And we'll have Jake pretend to be a minister, and he's doing weddings at the Chompy Church cutout.
Start giving out
That
Beyblade.
would be so funny. Oh jeez. All the things we could do.
I now pronounce you as a Baytuber.
That's the king.
Oh, we gotta give him
I
like
now pronounce you.
we give him like the golden Baytuber sword.
Yep.
Your golden Chompy.
True. Yeah, we gotta just give him Chompy.
You've mentioned quite a lot in this interview that the decline of Lego Beyblade, if you could name it in one bullet point, what would you say the biggest cause of that decline would be?
The lack of content creation. Just the pure sheer fact of, the way that people get into it and how we get, new people making content is by the existing people making content. Is that people, like you guys have said, is you guys didn't even know Lego Beyblade existed. It's gonna die on YouTube if there's not the content made. And that's how you miss out on, new people joining and making the stuff.
You think that's due to a lack of creativity or effort in the community?
I think it's the lack of people wanting to make videos.
That's a very
And
big
it's-
hurdle.
Yeah. A lot of people don't just go on, like, if you look at some of my first videos of Lego Beyblade to now, there's a tremendous difference of how they were made. Before we were setting this interview, lighting was a huge thing I was trying to get right. And if you look at my stuff before, lighting is dog shit terrible.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, YouTube is one of those things that it's just like anything, that it could be a lifetime of learning. It's like I didn't just start making all these videos. I've been on this YouTube channel for 10 years now, just on and off, doing different topics and everything, and it's like, okay, now I'm actually taking it seriously and can learn how to master this craft one day. So I definitely see that not everyone wants to put their face out there. I've advertised my YouTube for the last few years, and it's just always cringy. Especially when now it's like, oh, yeah, I'm a YouTuber. What do you make contents on? Beyblade. They're like, what the? Is that the thing that where people just sit there and scream, let it rip? Yeah, I'm him.
I'm that guy, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
That's why you need, like, a backup channel of something professional.
yeah, it's
I do OF.
at 1,000 subs. I'm
Yeah, I
telling you,
do Beyblade
1,000
OF.
subs. Well, then we've got our April Fool's plans, so it's not too far off.
Yep.
Cannot wait for that. Oh man.
Oh, man.
Go subscribe to our second channel, Spicy Dragons.
Exactly. That's
Oh,
where
God.
we do we talk about the undersides of Beyblades. There was no sound for a while. I looked down for a second. I thought you guys did not like that joke at all. It's gonna put
No, just my eyes, just like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh man, a lot of interesting avenues to go down with that. But
Oh, well.
Yeah.
But yes, so now we're here at our last question. One of the, probably the most important question of the entire interview. Would you rather have unlimited bacon, but no games? Or games? Unlimited games, but no games.
Sorry. Can you repeat it one more time? Just one more time.
Would you rather have unlimited bacon, but no games? Or games?
Okay.
Unlimited games, but no
Uh-huh.
games.
Now that's a tough one, but I think we're gonna go with unlimited games, full unlimited games, but no games. You know, I think that's a solid option to go with.
Definitely. Absolutely. Good choice. Good choice. Definitely not going to get the massive health declining of having unlimited bacon, so got to respect that.
Must be a vegan.
True.
Absolutely. All right. Next up on Blade Dragons, we interview the vegan teacher. No, I'm kidding.
Wait, yo,
No.
let me be there for that one.
We're not Oompaville. We're not Oompaville. We're not prepared to handle crazy people. But with that being said, that's gonna be it for the interview. Mim, thank you so much for coming on. It has been an absolute pleasure. It has been a blast.
you.
Is there anything else you would like to say?
I mean, we can have this like a one-off because I want to ask, you know, where was your side on when the Bay Awards was being made and all that?
So part 2 on
But-
Mim's channel. Let's go.
Hey,
That's like what we said with Nuzzle. It's like, well, we're reaching our fingers into the community, and there's definitely going to be other times that we get you guys back on here and have a good time, because as we've discussed so much, that the Bay community keeps evolving, and it's just getting more and more intense with new generations, more content creators trying to evolve. So we'll definitely get you back on here. If deadline is by the time the Bay Awards are in swing, but hopefully we'll definitely do
Okay.
something before that.
Yeah.
awesome.
I
We'd
mean,
love to come back.
absolutely, yeah. And of course, viewers, we are, we don't just talk on the podcast with other people. We intermingle with our own channels. We stream together, and we, comment on each other's videos, and we do, all kinds of fun stuff. So be sure to go and subscribe to Mim-Sky, of course, and subscribe to our personal channels, because we're always hanging out online with each other, especially on our live streams. So those are a ton of fun. I would definitely recommend going to check that out. And of course, checking out all of the awesome content on the Mim-Sky and TMS Beyblade. So
Sir.
absolutely. So that is going to wrap it up for this interview of the Blade Dragons. Mim, once more, thank you so much. It has been a blast. And we'll see you guys all next time.
Thank you, Mim. The Blade Dragons
Thank you.
out.